There's a chase for Angus Fraser. And the ball's going to win.
That's a very good effort from the South Africans, and still plenty of batting to come. Cullinan and Cronje and Rhodes, who made 100 at Lord's. Lance Klusener, the bludgeoner, and also a very, very good player, and one who carries the attack to the opposition. Boucher, we know he's an accomplished batsman as well as the wicket-keeper. And then Donald, Adams and Mackay and Tierney, 237 for 1. Now the bowling figures. The England bowlers did quite well actually, although they only took the 1 wicket. They did well in the sense of keeping the runs down. Gough, the wicket taker, at a cost of 64. Cork had 51 taken from 18, Fraser 19 from 13, but didn't seem to be much spark about Gus Fraser today, and the pitch certainly wasn't giving him very much assistance. I thought the 2 spinners bowled well, although they went wicketless. Croft 24 overs for 42, Giles 17 overs on his debut for 41, and once he settled down, I thought the left armour did a very good job for Alex Stewart, 17 from 5 overs for Mark Ramprakash. Cork is the bowler, and he's bowling to Gary Kirsten. .98 becomes 99. But Singrel produced a new record 2nd wicket partnership for South Africa in Stall countries. It was previously against India in Calcutta, where Kirsten made 133 and Cullinan 153 not out. And he gets it off a short ball. Good 100 from Gary Kirsten. Need to underline that he hasn't been in the best of form in the major matches, but he's been making runs at the level against the counties. Good performance. Now Darren Gough. Short and wide and 4.
Well, that's a way to celebrate your 100, isn't it? Admittedly short and wide, but he didn't play anything like that yesterday. Really did race off the middle of the bat. Well, again, the good fortune is on South Africa's side. Darren Gough just getting a fraction of movement to Jacques Kallis. Jacques Kallis being able to edge that one wide of second slip.
Drew him into the stroke, and it turned out to be a false stroke. Just had to hurry his shot a bit.
That's very cleverly bowled by Darren Gough. South Africans feeling that it's an easy morning so far. They haven't had any short stuff to play. They've just been lured into coming forward.
I think that'll be very comforting for the England dressing room. The ball running along the ground to the keeper. It was just outside off stump. Batsman didn't have to play at it, but it's an indication that there could be some uneven bounce as this game goes on. And that's beautifully placed. Outfield is quite fast again. May even be a little bit quicker than yesterday. Lovely square drive from Gary Kirsten. Not all that bad a ball. It was up there for the drive and therefore the chance of the edge stroke. Oh, what a beauty. An absolute Bobby Dazzler. Darren Gough has ripped one through Jacques Kallis's defence, and that takes some doing because Kallis has made 100 and he was in beautiful touch again today.
Well, I'm not sure even he can understand how he missed this one, but it was an absolute beauty of a delivery. Just pitching on off and straightening, and the way Jacques Kallis was playing that, it looked as though he was looking to move the ball through the leg side. Just opened him up like a can of beans, and the off stump was knocked back. Wonderful innings by Jacques Kallis. Never looked in any great trouble at all, and he eased the ball around this Old Trafford pitch here beautifully. Getting a generous round of applause from all concerned, and very well deserved.
Now DARYLL Cullinan is the new batsman.
Still plenty of batting to come. Hansi Cronje next. Jonty Rhodes, who was man of the match at Lord's. There's that inside edge again. There was that stroke of luck first thing yesterday morning for Gary Kirsten, with an inside edge going past the leg stump. Safely a couple of yards short of second slip. This has been one of the problems on a pitch that's low in bounce.
And this is good bowling by Goff again. Just went away a fraction, but not enough bounce. That's going to be the problem for the England bowlers, in fact for the South African bowlers as well. That's good bowling by Dominic Cork. Much fuller. It swung a bit. You'll watch the swing in the air. Caught Gary Kirsten by surprise, trying to whip it away on the leg side. It's got that inside edge again.
Well, it was wide, and DARYLL Cullinan just itching to get off the mark here. Went after it. It wasn't a great shot at all. That's got to be close. They've given it everything. The appeal, a concerted one from all around the field. A few of the crowd joining in too.
Oh, this is a very good shot. He's bowled from close to the stumps. It's probably just moved enough to create a little bit of doubt in umpire Peter Willey's mind.
Well, that's beautifully played. Natural stroke maker, DARYLL Cullinan, and it was beautifully whipped around. Fine on the leg side, and that's 4 runs. Beautifully played. Wasn't badly bowled. It was very well up. Just a little trouble with the line there, but I know Dominic Cork was trying to get that Yorker in there. Just reared on the leg side. It was jammed out into one of those very sharp leg glides.
Well, it is a funny game, isn't it? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that ball. Similar type ball to the one Croft has been bowling all along. Man's brought in close, so Kirsten leaps down and smashes it off the centre of the bat through extra cover. Ashley Giles, left-arm spinner. He's coming on the Stretford end, and it's the second stage in his development as a test player. Made his debut yesterday. Well, that's worth a shout if it were the top spinner.
Very difficult for the umpire to give a decision here, because he's not sure how far the ball's going to turn.
And just as lunch is about to descend upon us, Gary Kirsten has started to get cracking. Single to Cullinan. 300 up for South Africa, 2 wickets down, the wickets of Liebenberg and Jacques Kallis. Kallis got a very good delivery from Darren Goff this morning.
No problems there. That's going to be 4 runs to DARYLL Cullinan. He batted in somewhat restrained fashion before lunch. Didn't have much to go at. Darren Gough especially bowled very well at him when he first came in. This one's just too close to leg stump. But a fine shot nonetheless. No doubt, Daryl Cullinan quite a long way down. Umpire Doug Cowie from New Zealand has shaken the head.
Yeah, it's a good shout, but it's angling in. Got a good stride forward. Might even have been outside off stump. A lot of doubts there for the umpire.
Yeah, fine shot. Very easily stroked away by Daryl Cullinan. Only just a fraction overpitched by Darren Gough. He's trying to get the ball up there. Give it just that little chance to do something in the air. That was pretty much through in the slot.
Batsmen should be able to stay in, no problem at all. They may have difficulty getting runs. Not so easy to play the shots, although it looks now as if he might be going to come out of his shell. And if he is, I think that's right. He's got South Africa in a good position as Kirsten. I would have expected the South African captain to say to him, now, see if you can get after the bowling a little bit. We're in a position we shouldn't lose the game. Now we've got to think of winning it.
Well, in the end, the single given away. There was a cry out, a shout of dive from Alex Stewart behind the stumps. A little bit in jest, but Dominic Cork got to the ball very easily. He's got there with the left hand and booted it into touch. More Man City than Man United, I think.
That's been clobbered away, no doubt about that. With the spin, nothing wrong with that at all. Clattered away by Gary Kirsten.
Well, this one's floated up, but Kirsten 133 before that shot, now 137. No outfielder. Not really a dangerous shot.
Well, there we are. That's the fruit of floating it up outside off stump and bringing the batsman forward, and that one going straight on. But I can't think of many spinners, in certainly my day, who would have bowled without a man out there. He's pitching the ball outside the off stump, so it's as you say, the leg right across, covering the stumps, an easy and natural swing of the bat with the spin. And you need a man out there, you need to protect yourself. Well, that's a terrific shot. 4 runs all the way.
Well, the acceleration has begun, and Daryl Cullinan realising there's not a lot of turn still, and any that there is very slow. And I think Ashley Giles just saw him at the last minute try to fire it down leg, but Cullinan in a beautiful position just picked it up, half volleyed it straight over mid-on's head for 4.
Great shot. Another attempted quicker ball, but a flashing blade outside the off stump. That's the very best of Daryl Cullinan.
This is magnificent. He's tried to bowl it quick, and Cullinan has just responded so beautifully. That is a lot quicker. 64.
Oh, well, there's a bit of luck there for Kirsten. A large slice of luck, in fact, because the ball's gone for 4. But I think Gus Fraser would have imagined that that ball would have been chopped down onto the stumps.
He's used this to good effect, Gary Kirsten, I beg your pardon. He's trying to run that away down to third man, and it's far too close to the stumps.
Brilliant shot. Line this time. thrashed away outside the off stump, just a little wide from Angus Fraser, but it's the 150 comes up for Gary Kirsten. What a fine innings. Well, there's a bit more in that. He applauds Gus Fraser. It gets a bit of bounce for the first time.
Well, that's interesting. And that really did bounce, caught everybody by surprise, even Alex Stewart taking it up by the throat.
Great shot. Overpitched. And wide of the off stump, just giving Kirsten room to swing that bat.
They get 3 for that if they're quick enough. And Prakash was fast under it. He's trailed there by Cork. That kept it down to 2. Very neat indeed. And affectionate as well.
Oh, how sweet. They haven't really made their mind up, and both got a foot to it and ended up in the gutter. Well, there you go. Yes, I think that's exactly it, but the one thing you don't want to do is bowl short and wide. Well, that's very good running. Very frustrating from Dominic Cork's point of view. Got the inside edge of the bat from an extravagant shot by DARYLL Cullinan.
Good shot. And Nick Knight, the man out there. If this pitch is going to do anything much, it's most likely to offer more to the spinners as time goes on. Maybe a little low bounce will come into play later in the game too, but it's most likely to offer a bit of turn from those ends, specially prepared by Peter Marin. Nice idea from Dominic Cork. Slow ball off spinner, beating the bat. That's a fine shot. Too good for Nick Knight out at deep cover. Given plenty of weight that time, Gary Kirsten, but he waited nicely for the ball and placed it away behind square.
Yeah, he got the width here so that he could use the pace of the ball as well. That's what you want on slow surfaces. Anybody who gives you any width, pull shot, hook shot, square cut, get your arms away from your body.
Well, he's finally made it. DARYLL Cullinan, 50. It's been a long wait, the last 20 minutes or so to get from 49 to 50. But overall, they've been scoring a run every 3 balls or so and pushing it along nicely. He's got that in the air. Robert Croft down at long leg, can't get to it. And 6 runs. Well, Gary Kirsten spent most of the game ducking underneath these. It seemed to hang in the air for some time, but it carried the boundary.
Yes, there must have been just a moment when Dominic Cork thought that it might have been catchable, but Robert Croft couldn't get to it. At least it induced a shot in the air, because nothing else has looked as if it's going to bring a wicket to England.
Giles has pulled off quite a good save.
And it's a good piece of fielding. Got the body behind it. Didn't quite get it cleanly in the hands, but when you get the body behind it, that's the main thing. Quickly, and a good throw in as well.
It's a good shot for 4. Goff has tried for the Yorker, and it hasn't got up quite far enough into the block hole. Finished up a nice long half volley.
Yep, it is a nice long half volley, but you've got to put him away, and nobody puts it away better than that. Beautiful footwork, weight going right into the shot, hands going through it. He knows where the gap is, and that's how to play an off drive or cover drive either. And Cullinan, one of the best in the world at doing that. And still lots of batting to come from the South Africans. Hansie Cronje next, then Jonty Rhodes, Lance Klusener. If he gets in, there'll be some boundaries.
It's not where Gary Kirsten intended it, but it's still going to be 4. Because that may have been the top edge or even the back of the bat.
Kirsten and DARYLL Cullinan increasing the trouble for England. They've batted very well, following on a big partnership between Kirsten and Kallis. More heartache for England.
It's nicely picked up. Good quick throw on the turn.
Is moving down the wicket, immediately set off just on the left-hand side, and I think he was home anyway. Very good piece of fielding and good running as well.
That's a good shot. Finds the gap, but there are 2 men out deep on the onside. There's one of them. Dominic Cork, and he's home. And up goes Kirsten's bat, because that's 200. A double century, he's delighted. He set off, I'm sure, only for 2 runs, and then they saw the possibility of the 3rd, and jubilation for Gary Kirsten. Really has been the rock on which this innings has been built. Never pressed too hard. He's played well within his talents and picked up his runs exactly the same place as he's always picked them up. That was a big shout from Alex Stewart. I think that Croft only joined in. He's got to straighten it from there, and that pitch is on and just going down the leg side. And that's in the air. It's a really risky shot. It's one of the few shots we've seen where the batsman not to the pitch of the ball, but Gary Kirsten gets away with it. Oops, that's out. He's gone at last with an old ball in its 79th over, or the 80th over rather. They can't believe it. Second ball of the over. The first one rose a little bit there, and the second brought to an end this long and gallant innings by Gary Kirsten. 210 runs to his name. Loud applause round the ground. Good crowd here today at Old Trafford. And what a foundation he's laid for South Africa's innings. It's 439 for 3.
Well, a little bit of a surprise to see him nick it. The ball was there for hitting. Probably just a little bit of tiredness. Maybe he tried to hit it a bit too hard, but nobody could be critical. He's given a good performance, solid. Too many exciting shots, but he's done the job. Kept an end going, and it'll be a relief for Gary Kirsten after he's had quite a bit of a lean run. Just come into form with that double 100 against the British Universities before this Test match, and then he's made another double 100.
And the incoming batsman now is Hansi Cronje. A difficult time to come in, and everyone's got runs ahead of you. Sitting there with the pads on a long time. Now then, do we need medical attention? Something in the eye, I mean. It was never going to work, was it? The wicketkeeper trying to get through the grill with his wicket-keeping gloves on. A delicate operation like that.
It's straight down the ground. Nicely struck. Hansi Cronje off the mark eventually. Taking him 11 balls to achieve that. And he's gone down the pitch. It's just going to elude Darren Gough.
Well, Ashley Giles would have been desperate for this one to go to hand. First Test wicket opportunity. And Darren Gough just out of reach. Minor success that for Ashley Giles.
Well, this is interesting. This is actually going to be quite fun. Hansi Cronje deciding that he knows full well he wants runs as quickly as possible. And he's gone down to 1. He's given himself room for the second one here. This is actually going to encourage Ashley Giles because he's taking risks. It gives the bowler a chance. That's beaten Dominic Cork. Now he's got some work to recover. It's not going to go to the boundary. There'll be 3 runs to Hansi Cronje, who is showing some adventure, using his feet to both seamer and spinner. That's bowled him, clipping the top of the off stump. And Ashley Giles has his first Test wicket. So something to celebrate, modestly. It's the end, though, of DARYLL Cullinan. He might have had eyes on that 100, but he's out for 75 now. Just giving himself room to play on the offside. And a little extra bounce, I think, just clipping the top of the off stump.
Yes, just backing away. And looked like the arm ball, he might actually have got an outside edge onto it, which sent it onto the stumps. But it doesn't matter how they come for your first Test wicket. It's just a very important landmark. And Ashley Giles can now say that he's got a wicket in Test match cricket. And here's a live wire walking to the crease. John T. Rhodes, man who's been in terrific form this summer in the Test matches.
Oh, nice work. Ramprakash under the helmet at short leg.
Well, even at this late stage of the game, fielders have got to be on their toes. Certainly Mark Ramprakash was there. The end of a good over by Ashley Giles.
He's brilliant between the wickets. He's also fresh. Asking, didn't get up at all. The chance of the pull shot was there, and Rhodes loves the pull and the hook.
Well, there's no wonder it got the England players a little excited. It looked a funny old cramped shot in the end. Well, I think the umpire was right.
He's given that a bit of a flail away on the offside. Hasn't got enough bat on it for it to go to the boundary, but they picked up a quick 3. Oh, that's a good shot. He waits for anything just a fraction short. Plenty of gaps out there on the onside. And if it only just made it, then I suppose you can say that at least it got there. That ball looks a bit battered at the moment. Just there. 3 more runs added to take the final score on to 487 for 4. Beginnings from Gary Kirsten, 210. Liebenberg out right at the start. He must wonder what's happened to his good fortune. Kallis 132, and I thought Cullinan played very well today before Giles got him with a quicker ball.